Greetings everybody, my name is Knight, and today making another video unexpectedly, but still good, on the power of words. I'm pretty sure y'all know this, but I'm gonna go a little deep. A lot of this, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of this, a couple of things I'm gonna state. You probably heard about this before. So it's gonna be about like spell casting, the words you speak, and so before I get too deep in this now, as a disclaimer and a trigger warning, I'm going to say this again, as a disclaimer and a trigger warning. There's going to be some things that might be touched on religion. It's not going to be stated here from my mouth to trigger anybody, to speak any blasphemy. I'm speaking truth and evidence. Again, in case if I keep repeating myself with this, my family's Christian. I'm a very positive guy. I'm going to church with them still. I believe in a God. I don't believe nothing like in no evil sense, so don't get alarmed because there's gonna be some things in here, and I don't want anybody out there misjudging me. I can't control what y'all think. I don't want to, but be open-minded when I talk about these things, because I'm going to be using a specific, how can I say, scripture out of the Bible, just in an example, and I'm not here to say that the Bible is evil or any religious or Abrahamic text. Is just an example. It's not for me to ridicule or criticize. That's my disclaimer. So please do not go in my comment section about this, okay? Because you're gonna see why I'm saying this. So I just had to say that because I just feel like somebody is gonna overthink what I'm saying. So again, right now today I'm talking about spelling, how when we write, words, things of that nature, and a little bit about medical. I'm gonna bring up. Hopefully it's not a long video, okay? So I'm pretty sure y'all know this, okay? All right, spells, right? When we're speaking things out of our mouth, they create things, okay? Especially when you have really strong intentions. No matter if it's fear-based or based in love, they can manifest. So even if you don't see it in your reality, you can project things on people. So you could say something about a family member or a friend, and something can happen to them, but you won't pinpoint it back to yourself, but it's probably because it came from you. A lot of people don't think about this, but some people have more air in their chart, more fire. A lot of the placements in your chart can amplify these things, and also your thoughts, okay? And as it states here, spelling words, if you look at the root word, like they tell us in school, is spell, right? Spell, right? Spell casting, spell, right? So when you're writing, you can pretty much make into you can send negative things to people. Pretty much what I'm trying to state to you guys. For an example, I'm going to use pharmakia. See the word pharmakia, which is where we get the word pharmacy from, okay? As you can see, the original meaning was practice of druggist, okay? And so back in the day, when they used this, it was used for healing, or it can be used for harmful things. It was very blurry. The lines were like, it was very, how can I say, it was so entangled with negativity as well, because it can be used for good or bad, and also it was pretty much a form of sorcery back in the day, okay? And this is a Greek word, pharmakia. And this is one reason, in case y'all don't know, why they call your doctors, and doctors might not admit this, and they might not realize this, and also this is from somebody who has family who's medical, and also dentist. My mom's a dental hygienist, my sister's a dental hygienist. I have doctors in the family, and they may not know this, and they may know this. They're practitioners. For them, they're thinking they're doing a practice on medicine, but it's not just that. It's like, if you notice on the medicines, it says like side effects. It's like, for the most of the time, you're gonna be healed from the medicine, for most products that they give you guys. But then you have side effects where you can die, and that can be harmful. And that's how sorcery was. They were practicing using herbs, hoping that it'll work. And even when they cast the spells, whether the words, they're hoping it's gonna work, but they're not sure, so they call themselves a practitioner. They're doing things and putting things into practice, But a lot of us are so logical on our thinking, and not even being connected with spirit, that we're not really thinking that every day we're using things through spirit, like whether it be speaking, when we're hugging somebody, talking, anything, every single day. So you have to make sure you have positive spirits, positive energy, positive thinking. When you state things, or even when you write things, okay? You can even write a poem, and you can be loving. Try to have love in your heart. Don't just write a poem just because you're writing, especially if it's about somebody particular that you're going to give it to, okay? And this is all stated, like in the New Testament. This is what I was talking about, the touchy part. In the New Testament, if you look at Galatians 5:20, right? Chapter 5, verse 20, and you go into Revelations chapter 18, verse 23, it talks about pharmakia, okay? Pharmacy, sorcery, which is pretty much sorcery. All right, and then y'all know the original New Testament was Greek before the King James, okay? So that's another story for another day. I just wanted to bring that up. Now, let me tell you why I'm saying this. Now, this is going to be, I hope this don't trigger anybody. And so when I'm reading this out the Bible, this is not to cause harm to anybody, okay? Or none of that. Because after this Bible verse, I'm going to show y'all how magic works on certain things, okay? And sigils, okay? So give me a second, okay? Brace yourself now. Please don't judge me, okay? This is not blasphemy. I am not ridiculing the Bible. This is just, I'm only using the Bible on this part here because the words are powerful. Because so many people have died and shed blood over the Bible, over their personal belief. To me, that's like a blood sacrifice, even though it's positive, okay? Because you know King James, what they say, he had a book of demons, a book about stuff like that as well. So I'm going to share Psalm 35. I'm just going to read it. Bear with me now. It's going to take about a minute or two. And I want y'all to notice the words that I use. Now, for me, I'm a love and light person. I'm a person I would never, from my perspective, I would never wish harm or destruction against anybody. And this is something I just came across yesterday. I don't know every verse in the Bible, but I've read this prayer before, like 3 years ago, and I just came across it today to bring it up to you guys. So just please bear with me. Don't click the video off, because I got a lot of stuff that's going to show you why I'm bringing this up and how dangerous this can be and how this can be a powerful protection prayer. Okay, I'm not telling you how to use this prayer, but it definitely can protect you, because you can try to make your own prayer, or you can make your own petition towards God or whatever, and it'll work. But if you use this, it's stronger. It's not that then I'm saying Christianity is the strongest, or being Islamic is the strongest way of getting closer to God. But again, I gotta tell you guys, when these verses are so old, they're older than me and you. A lot of power has been into this. You don't know if people use these verses to go against witches. You don't know if they use these verses to go against demons. And so because so many people believe that, they're powerful. So when these words are spoken, they can be quite powerful compared to just you randomly making some words or your own prayers, okay? So, and again, sadly to say, depending on the person who wrote this, these things, it could be evil or good energy behind it. So please bear with me. Please don't turn. Please just hear me out. So Psalm 35. This is an example now. This is what it states here, okay? I got the Bible. This is real. So, this is not blasphemy, okay? I'm not here to mock this, okay? I don't need no judgments, please. So, it says, plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for my help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion to devise my hurt. Let them be a chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery. Let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let the destruction come upon him at an awareness, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself into that very destruction. Let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which delivereth the poor from him that is too strong for him, ye the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. False witnesses did rise up, they laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into my own bosom. I behaved myself, and thou he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in my adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Ye that objects gathered themselves together against me. And I knew it not. They did not tear me, and seized not. With the hypocritical mockers and feasts, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise them among much people. Let not them that are my enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink their eye that hate me without cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. They opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye hath seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord, keep me not silence, O Lord, be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even until my cause, my Lord, my God, my Lord. Judge me, O Lord, my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Aha, so you would have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice in my hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor and magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Let them say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity in his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all day long. So it's a good prayer, right? So I read the whole chapter of 35 in Psalms. So this is the thing, guys, okay? I'm reading this, right? You gotta look for keywords here, okay? So people think that they're gonna just use spells with you guys, like just by calling demons, okay? Some people think that okay, somebody's thinking negative, but you guys don't know, and this doesn't mean that this is necessarily a Christian. They can be a regular person with a Bible. They can use this verse against you guys. You think I'm joking? If I took this out and I wrote this on petition paper, because you gotta think about what it stated. Look what it states here, okay? It says, plead the Lord that I believe in, right? The God, right? And then it's asking, let those who persecute me be persecuted back. You gotta listen to what it's stating. It's pretty much saying, let destruction come to their soul. It's saying destruction to your soul, not even just your flesh. So it's like, these are powerful words. Like, if you look at the root word of destruction, where it comes from, the origin of it, and how many people died over saying these words against other people, these words are powerful, guys. I'm telling you right now. And it's going not just again to the flesh, it's already going to the soul, the bones, it's going to your subconscious, your thoughts, all this. And so somebody can literally use these quotes right here and put it in the spell. And this can be powerful things for people who are in a positive energy. But sadly to say, we live in a world of free will, and if you have negative energy, you can use the same prayer. Even if a person is not a Christian, they can use the same prayer, I'm telling you right now, and it will be used against people. It's dangerous. That's why I tell people, like, people can pray for you, but be careful who prays for you. Does this make sense to you? And I'm not talking about, like, specifically Christians. I'm talking about anybody. And this doesn't mean live in fear, okay? But I had to read that to you, because if you read about what it's talking about, it even in the verse, it's requesting an angel to go after too. So it's not only God going after that verse is asking for a spirit to go after you. It's also telling you about how it wants you confused and confound, just like how you confuse that person. It says a lot in there, just in that, okay? And the reason why it gives it power is, again, you're talking about scriptures that have been around for years, like millenniums, and just like epithets. Like if you look in ancient Greece, they had epithets. So there are certain things you can use some of these deities and say them, and they can actually manifest. Like, you gotta understand, guys, in Greece and Egypt and places like that, these people did not just waste their time building temples for things that did not exist all the time. I do know for a fact that some of these things weren't real. Yes, some of these are allegories, but every deity is not fake, though. Like, we can't sit here and say that every single deity on earth is fake. You know, because even in the Bible it says, no gods be before me, or whatever, art thou, or whatever, how it states. But again, there's other energies that can come in form. Even if you want to say it's a fallen angel that comes in the form of a God form, it's still a spirit, though. Just like as humans, we're trying to be open to aliens. We think there's other alien beings. How I look at it is this: if we're so quick to give acknowledge to aliens, and half of us haven't even seen them, but yet we have ghosts and spirits here every day who are more frequently around us more than aliens, something's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with humans. If we can't get around and think that there's not spirits around us, there are, other than our angels. So again, when we speak like verses, or even if you were speaking epithet, you know, I don't have one on hand right now. They can come true, they can manifest. You can conjure up deities that haven't been acknowledged in years, and they will do your bidding. I've seen people do these things. I've heard about these things. I'm telling you right now. And now that I stated that, and no offense to anybody who's a Christian, this wasn't a knock at you guys. I'm kind of giving y'all props. I'm giving y'all props of how powerful the text can be. Okay, and when people believe that this book is alive, it is alive. And God, because remember, it's bloodshed over there. Not just Jesus. A lot of people who died over there. Other Christians, okay? Now, we're going to talk about sigils, right? I'm not here to teach y'all how to do a sigil. But I'm only bringing this up because I made a video about spiritual protection, how dangerous it is. It's not just like, okay, I'm going to go send a spirit to somebody. No. So I'm going to make a word up, right? I'm going to put protection, okay? This video is not going to be that long. Okay, so this is the word protection, okay? Excuse my handwriting. So if I'm gonna make a I'm gonna show you something. I wanna manifest more protection for myself. I'm just making the words protection. I'm gonna take all the vowels out. So I'm gonna line out O's and the I's, okay? Now what that leaves me is it's gonna leave me with P-R-T-T. And then, hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Take this out too. I think that's all of the vowels. P-R-T-C-T. So, it's going to leave me with this. P-R-T-C-T. Alright, because you take all the vowels out. Because when the spirits see this, in the spirit realm, it's better to take the vowels out. And that's another video for another time. So anyway, take that out. And I'm just gonna make up like how people make sigils. I'm gonna do something that feels protective to me. So I'm gonna make something simple, okay? Don't copy this. This is just something I'm showing you something here, okay? How symbols work, and this is something that's used with business when they make buildings. If you notice, when they make restaurants, they're like orange, yellow, red. They stimulate your bottom half of your body. So like example, the red is stimulating your root chakra. The orange and the yellows are stimulating your solar plex and your sacral chakra, okay? Because that's where you eat it, you know, your solar plex. So it's like when you see certain colors like McDonald's, your brain is already triggering you. It's magic. It's not even, I mean, it's technically energy, but from some people's mindset, be considered magic. And then there's certain words they put out there, okay? And this is kind of like what I'm doing here. I don't have any colored markers right now, but I'm making I'm gonna making a sigil. But before I ever do a sigil, I'm just gonna make a symbol. I'm just gonna use regular squares and diamonds and triangles, okay? So I'm not even gonna use a sigil right now. So I'm just gonna use something. I'm in a rush because I really don't want to make this video that long. Again, excuse my drawing, I'm rushing. Okay, so I'm gonna put T. So this is how it goes, right? Hold on, bear with me 1 second. I'm kind of taking a little longer than I thought. Okay. So I can do like this, right? I took the vowels out, right? Because that's what, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I took the vowels, I took the vowels, I should see, and I made a box in the triangle. So I put the P for the protection. It's almost like if you put a circle of salt around you, or you ask the angels to cover you, or you might ask if you're a person who invokes stuff, spirits around you, the P. And then I put the TTCR, right? And so for me, it's like, you ever heard of the, what's the cornerstone, or they talk about things like that? So like for me, it's whatever it means to me. So I might feel like this is me, I'm the P, so this is protection, right? And every time I see a square, it's guarded. So I might, in my mind, as I was writing this, I imagine my 2 main guardians here. And then my other guides that for example, say if I didn't know who they were, I would put, this is signifying them. So even though I'm taking these words out of protection, I'm putting it in this symbol. And so for me, if I was to write this on paper, for example, like this, right? And I put it like, I make a petition to it and I write to it. I can burn a petition writing down that Bible verse, and I can burn it, or I can keep it in my home. And then I can have this as a symbol. It's no different if you have the evil eye. So now, to me, even though it's not a sigil, like it's not, to me, this is like my way of using shapes and things, just like I use sigils in the form of protection. So like I can use this and then I can consecrate it, and then now this is a protection symbol. This is no different than me seeing like the evil eye symbol or something. You know, no different. And the only reason this evil eye thing works here because it's been around for so many years as well. So many people believe it. Like I said, it's all about your thoughts. You know, if you feel like nothing's gonna touch you, even though things can, it's a little bit less likely. Especially if you don't, especially when it comes to things like this. If you don't believe in certain things, it won't. But I can't lie though. When you are dealing with the Bible or even like with the Quran, say if somebody was to send something through that, it's you can't say you're not gonna get touched though, because you're talking about something that's been touched by millions and millions of people or read by millions and millions of people. Even if you use certain like sigils that are by like from certain Jewish people or Hebrews from a long time ago, it's so powerful already, other than you doing something with it yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm only saying this too because I just want people to, you know, how can I say this? Be aware of what you speak, as y'all know. And y'all know sigils. Like I can put P, I could put T, and then I can, you know, I could put an S, and then I could put another T, and then I could put a C, and I can literally, if I wanted to, I can turn this into a sigil if I wanted to, for protection. And again, this is not that I'm doing anything witchy. I'm showing you guys things on a witch level, if that's even a thing, of where how people who might not even be witches can use words, and even if they don't, and even if somebody doesn't use sigils, right? Just something like this. When y'all go to a restaurant or certain stores, y'all might see like, man, like for example, McDonald's, right? It says McDonald's. So I could put MC like this, right, from your eye, and I could be a business owner, but you don't see the MC, and I can tell myself that every time somebody comes to my business, I have yellow and I got red. So not only am I stimulating you, I can pray on this and put a money spirit, like a demonic or whatever, even an angelic spirit, to like cause people when they really look at this to come over here and buy from my business. It's so much stuff that people can do. Even with numbers, you gotta remember every word, every letter has a number to it, right? Also, when you say stuff like in the Bible, it's also what makes it powerful too. Like it's already powerful already, but if you really are sitting at the right tone, just like how you were to if you were to meditate or go or do certain like hand signs and symbols, like they got these, you got the when people go like this and all these things, like you're bringing energy in, you know. And like again, if you hit it at the right tone, the right frequency, you can bring a lot of love in or a lot of negativity if you don't be careful with anything. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else that's crazy. Now this is something that nobody's gonna tell you guys. So I don't condone any negativity on my channel. I don't condone no evilness. I don't condone crime. But I'm gonna tell y'all something that nobody knows. I figured this out like I'm gonna say like it had to be like 7 years ago. So I'm gonna use some. This is so crazy, right? So now, check this out. I know y'all seen this symbol before. And this doesn't mean this is bad, okay, guys? For all my deep occultists, this doesn't mean this is bad, okay? So I'm going to use, again, excuse my, what do you call it, drawing here. Okay? So as you see, this is six-pointed stars, right? Then you have, like, you know, you got the 5-pointed star, which I'm not going to draw. Well, something I noticed in America that's really bad, I don't like gangs, right? I live in a beautiful neighborhood, but I've driven through gangs, and when I was growing up, I had to live in certain bad neighborhoods. I've seen things. But one thing that these guys don't know, it doesn't matter if you're Mexican, black, Caucasian, anything. Because like in America, they have these people called Bloods and Crips. Y'all, I know you're not going to relate to this, but I have to tell you this because there's magic in this, and they don't know this. Whenever they're putting the 6th star, right? Some of the gangs, some of the Crips, certain energies, they put the 6-pointed star, the 5-pointed star. They not only spray paint these on the walls. These guys might put the 5, like the number 5 in it. They'll put like numbers around it, or they'll put like the trident symbol around it and stuff. So what happens is they don't know. Whenever you put a symbol like this on a wall and you put like other symbols around on the spray painted, this is conjuring spirits, guys. This is conjuring good or bad spirits, but most of the time it's going to be bad because these guys that are in gangs, they don't know this, and I'm not here to tell them this. It's already too late. These gangs been around before I was even born. When they spray paint these things, one reason it's hard for them to get their act together is that they have these dark spirits, or malevolent spirits I should say, around them. And so these spirits see these sigils that they've seen since Hebrew times on the wall. And so these guys have pretty much, how can I say, made them demonic or dark, technically, by putting all these symbols. And a lot of people have died over this. So what happens is when these spirits come, it's like a portal open on the wall, right? And they come to these people, these gangbangers, and they follow them around. And then when they go shoot somebody and take their life, that's a blood sacrifice. And so now they're getting stronger and stronger. So it's hard for them to break out of this phase. These gang members, it's not about an addiction or because they're poor. It's these spirits that's around them getting to do more. Okay? Yes. Also, people don't want to believe this. When you get the Medal of Honor, right? If you get the Medal of Honor, it's an upside down star. And so it's like a Baphomet head. So like, all right, I'm not necessarily going to say that Baphomet is bad. I'm not here to speak on nobody's stuff because I don't want to get into that. But nonetheless, because people think it's bad, think about it. When you get the Medal of Honor, you have to take a lot of lives. I don't know if you know this, guys. In America, most times if you get a Medal of Honor, you're not going to be alive. Most people get the Medal of Honor when they're in the gravesite. Like, it's like they find your body and then they give your father or somebody who died the Medal of Honor because they saved a lot of guys. So like your guys in the military might have saved like 30 men, but they died and they get them a Medal of Honor. Blood, you know, it's like they killed a lot of bodies. Or if they do come back, they might have lost a limb. It's very rare that I've seen somebody come back with a Medal of Honor that has all their limbs and still sane. Yes. But again, it's symbolism though. It's like you have to look at the symbolism behind these things. And so the only reason I brought up gangs in the military, it doesn't matter if you're a regular person like me or my viewers who don't really do any this stuff like this, or if you're a military guy who's definitely not into this, or a gangbanger or a guy who's in a gang who's not into this. But what I'm trying to get at is though, when you write something, whether it be a symbol like this, or you're trying to protect yourself like this as a witch or a mage, or just a regular girl or guy out there who's just experimenting with sigils, or easy if you're just a regular Christian reading your Bible, everything you say in this whole world, you cannot get away from the magic of words. And if you want to call it magic, it's a miracle, because miracles are something you don't know that's going to happen until they actually manifest. Okay, you have to be patient, right? And so again, these things have power. And I would behoove anybody to be cautious when you're using anything, reading anything. This is not to speak fear out there in the world. I just want y'all to be aware, guys. So again, please forgive me. I hope I didn't offend anybody, especially with the Bible verse. If y'all got to rewind the video and really listen to what I stated, because again, it was talking about destruction, a lot of things. And it doesn't mean it's a bad verse. It's a powerful verse for protection, heavily. But again, though, in the era we live in right now, 2024, people are very sensitive. You can't really say, people want you to say unalive. They don't want you to say the other words. You know, you have to talk around things. And then also in the love and light energy, I would never want to say destruction against anybody, right? So we would say unalive or something else, right? But if you notice, again, that was a different era back in the day where they felt like they should be able to stone people. They felt like they should do certain things. But what I'm trying to say is in modern times, we still use the same words and we expect to go forward in a better way. But how can you go forward in a better way if you're still using a certain quotes with people who left certain intentions in the book? So it doesn't mean don't use that book or anything, but certain people were in certain energies that we're not in no more. We've evolved as humans. So yes, people are like passing away, and yes, there's a destruction and war out there, but we still have a better way of living, and we've evolved where we should know better. But a lot of us don't want to do better. We just want to refuse to change, some of us. And then some of us are really awoken, like some of my followers out there. Y'all know better. Like y'all know that, for example, y'all might be guys, people, men or women out there who might pray or do a petition or whatever y'all believe in a positive way. You might just ask God, hey, just protect me, and send whatever the person sent to me back. So y'all might do a return to sender. Y'all might say, hey, just send it back to them, whatever they did. Y'all not saying unalive them. Y'all are not saying send them destruction. You're just saying send it back to the sender and allow me to live in love. You know, y'all might say something positive, because most people in love and light, they're saying something positive, right? Now, because you're like that, I would tell anybody, Even if you're in the Bible, try to read something that resonates with your heart. Don't read something that's going to send destruction to somebody's soul when you don't know if they really meant that much harm to you, and now you get karma for it. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because a lot of people will use this, not just this book, any book, and they'll speak fear into people, and then it traumatizes people. So they're trying to put God in their life. It's about how you put God in life. You gotta use it in a tone where it's peaceful and how can I say, and let God's grace come in, not in some negative, derogatory way where you come off in your tone demanding. Because even though there was no cuss words in there, it sounds very harsh and rugged. If y'all will go back and read what I stated, but it's also asking for help. So it had a mix of good and harsh vibes. And again, I'm not here to speak on it. Okay, again, I think it's a great verse. I just would tell people, don't use it against a specific person. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But if you were to, be wise about what you do. Because again, I know people who will use verses, and they'll be Christians and they'll use it on people. And this is why I tell people, guys, be careful what you say. And even if you're a person who's an atheist and you don't believe in anything but yourself, just be careful how you talk, man. I mean, I know y'all know that. I don't want to be the dead horse. Be careful. And then when you write, man, and then also try to write as much in a loving way as you can. And if you do have some type of anchor, write it out and vent. Don't put it on somebody. And again, side message, when I talked about the gang stuff, I'm not in one, never been in one, but I've seen in certain cities in America, because if y'all not from America, y'all in Europe, y'all seen it. We have a lot of crime here. We have like the most prisons in the world, even though we have the most money. And I've seen these things, and I always, in my mind, like, these guys don't even know what they're spraying on the walls. Like, they just think it's representing their organization. They don't know. It's sad. And it's like, I've seen all the cultures that are in certain gangs doing. It's just crazy. Even the Hispanic gangs and black gangs, it's just wild to me. But it's not my place to say it, because I'm not trying to have any problems with those people. I'm a peaceful guy, and I'm living a great life. So that's my little lesson here on words, symbolisms, and things of that nature. Yeah, I don't want to dig too much on that. And again, guys, I know it's probably like the third video y'all to see from me on this stuff. It's just I kind of got motivated because people ask me certain things, and they're curious. That this stuff is real. Yes. And again, when you think about portals, don't think of it like a Hollywood way. Like, when I seen portals, they're like, I give you an example. Like 3 years ago, I saw a portal in my dad's house. I didn't even do anything. It was just the land he was on. Like, certain land on earth, y'all know this, is sacred. And they have, because this earth is so much older than what even scientists are saying. And it was just spinning, and it was spirits coming out of it. It's like, and my dad's not doing anything. My dad's just Christian. He lives up in the mountains. And so these things are everywhere. Some are in homes, some are in land. They can open up at any time. But I will say, though, when people put out certain symbols that are like sacred geometry or anything like that, it's a big deal. And so I would tell you guys, when y'all watching people, even if they're love and light, use your discernment about who y'all watching and what y'all reading, things in that nature, because you don't know what people do. And also, be careful about I forgot to tell you, I should make a video on this. Be careful what y'all listen to. I know they always tell y'all try to listen to high vibrational music, whether it be like rock and roll, R&B, anything like that, but meditation. So y'all listen to meditation music that says like a certain hertz. I learned this the hard way. Some people have made meditation music, and I've heard demonic undertones under the music. I'm very sensitive in my ears, and I remember a couple times, this is on YouTube, guys, where I've tried to get on, I try to watch meditation music, and I would hear, I can hear voices behind the tones, and it would just be ringing. There's no words, and I hear like, ring. I hear certain noises on the songs, or they have like just the water gushing, right? And it's not my home. Like, the reason I know that, right, there was one particular video I played it in my home, in this home, and then I actually purposely went outside and played it, and nobody heard it, but they are doing it because, like, they know so many people are trying to be awakened right now. And so and even if it has 100,000 followers, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean they're not getting some type of positivity out of it. They are, but there's also a hidden energies behind the frequency, because I noticed that spirits, they like to ride sound waves. Because I don't know if you know that, even though we can see with our eyes, to me, one of the first original gifts that human had received was hearing. And so I would tell anybody, if somebody was want a gift, I feel like it's better to be clairaudient than to see. Cause I know a lot of people want to see their ghosts and see the spirits, but to me, what's the point of seeing something if you don't know what they're saying? Because sometimes certain souls, I've seen certain souls, right? Like when I was 19, I saw a spirit. It came to my door. It rang my bell. But it didn't say anything. But my gut and my energy around me, not because of an angel, just me, I already knew it was evil. And then it went back in the truck and it faded off into smoke. Okay? So what good would it be if I was just see and not know? Now, if I was gullible, I would have opened the door. Compared to me hearing, because yes, they can. I've heard spirits also change their voice. Like I've heard spirits try to act like their mom, my mom, but I know they're not my mom because like off the frequencies, like they don't carry the exact frequency in their of love when they're trying to sound like my mom. So I just knew they weren't my mom. Okay. And so for me, I'd rather hear, because through the hearing, it's like I can get the descriptions. It's like somehow my mind's able to tell me if there's a female or a male, or even with my touch, I can touch something and I can tell who wrote this book is kind of like had negative intentions. Like that's how I sense spirits. Like when I went to my sister's house and she wanted me to cleanse it, and her fiance was scared, I touched the door like Spider-Man. I touched the door and I closed my eyes, and I had like a visual of like two spirits, because he called me there for one spirit, which was a female, and I told him it was two. And he said, "How did you know?" Because he didn't tell me yet, but he said there is two spirits. And I said, "I know, there's a guy." So I'm just sharing to you, like, there's sometimes it's not always the best always to have the visual sight of a spirit. Okay, so just know this: there's nothing wrong for my people out there who just have that gut feeling. Because sometimes, from my personal perspective, I feel like the gut feeling and just your inner knowing, right? Your claircognizant to me, is like the best to me, more than sight or hearing, especially what better than sight, because they can deceive you in so many ways. But spirits can't really deceive frequency, and they can't deceive the energy that you know, because you have another sensory that's kind of like hidden. Just like you have your pineal gland here, your gut has brain tissue. So your gut has sensors in it that's just like your pineal gland, where you can feel energies around you. And so what y'all don't know is we have these energetic cords that are invisible. They come out of all of our body like webs, and we're all intertangled. It's like, so if you ever look at the globe, like on a map, and it got longitude and latitude, that's how I envision all of us. So we have our aura, and then we have these ties that are connected to the omnipresent source, and we have a soul, like a light, like a long beam of light. It's like a rope that's like this, it's beneath our feet, hooked to the earth. So that's why they tell us to ground ourselves. And then we have another one, like how when you're a baby, you have the umbilical cord stuck to the child so they get the food. We have one of those with each other, and we're all interconnected. Now, some lines are stronger than others, particularly our family members. It's extremely strong with them. That's why you're able to sense when your child is not good, or your mom, because that's your immediate family. Okay. Now, say if you get married or you have a best friend, you might start feeling them similar to your mom because you allow them in your aura field. This is why I was telling you guys, don't let certain negative people around you, because they know that cord gets really close to you. Because you don't just get cord attachments by having a sexual encounter or intimacy. You can also get it by letting people in your energy field for many years. Okay, and then spirits can follow you. Again, vibrations, frequencies. Okay, and again, just to reiterate, be careful what you listen to, as y'all know. But even with meditation music, because I'm seeing there's a lot of evil people out here who are deceiving people, letting them play meditative music, which sounds good, but they don't know that there's another spirit riding the vibration. They can ride frequencies. I'm telling you right now, there's certain spirits, even if they're of a darker nature, they can ride the frequencies. I'm telling you right now, because I'm extremely clairaudient, and like I'm telling you right now, sometimes I don't want to hear them, and you can hear them on there, right? It's not all the time, but they're there. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're from India or whatever. I can tell, like, But I'm not talking about the country India. I'm talking about like when people are making random YouTube videos, feeling like they should just be able to put out meditative music that sounds similar to something that you would hear in India, or something similar that you would hear in a Buddhist temple, but they're not the actual authentic sound. So I'll tell you about, if you do listen to a sound, try to get as authentic as possible, like to the real source, not just because it says 432 hertz, because they might just name it that, but you guys are not even testing it to see if it's really 432 hertz. So just be aware of that, guys. And this is just somebody who's really sensitive to sound. Like I've noticed this real quick about me when I was in the service in the Navy. I'm extremely sensitive to sound. Yeah, you guys have no idea. But that's my little spill on that. I think I touched on everything. And this last part I just mentioned, I didn't plan on saying that, but it just came to me to say that. And I keep forgetting. I wanted to show, like, I'm not gonna do this video, but I'm gonna talk about a military story with you guys. Probably a haunted time I had with some spirits on the ship that I saw. We had some people pass away, and it's crazy. But I wasn't there for the passing away, but their spirits still walking around when I was there. But that's another story for another time. But y'all like the video again, thumbs it up. Yeah. Subscribe. I think another time I might talk about how the moon phases affect the spirits that walk around us that some of us can't see, because everything is interdimensional. They travel. Right, like in my personal perspective, which I'm going to talk about, I feel like a lot of the aliens that we think are outside, which they are, I just feel like they're interdimensional beings that travel from different dimensions, and then they tell us that they're from other planets. Seriously, like I do feel there are energies in some of the luminaries of some of the planets, but I just don't, from my perspective, and also being in the service, I just know for a fact they're just interdimensional travelers. Some of them are from under the earth, are just other dimensions that we can't even reach, because we can't dematerialize, and just transfer somewhere else like you see on Star Trek. We can't just say beam me up, Scotty, but they can kind of do that kind of thing where they can like shift. And yeah, but yeah, that's all I have to say. I keep getting long-winded, but again, I hope y'all like the video, guys. I definitely wasn't trying to be in my teacher mode today. Y'all know how I am. Normally I do tarot readings and sometimes paranormal stories, but I'm trying to be a different kind of person here on my channel. Most of the time, yes, I'm gonna say like 92%, 95% of the time it's gonna be tarot, yes. But when I feel compelled to teach something or show something, I'm gonna show it. And if it's something like y'all heard before, I'm gonna show it in my way. And also, again, I do answer comments like y'all saw earlier. If somebody asks me something in the comment section, if I have time, I'm not one of those guys who have channels where I'm going to wait 3 days to respond, because I am busy. I'm going to respond to it like immediately, within 30 minutes to like 3 or 4 hours later if I have time, like I did earlier today. A subscriber asked me something. It's Saturday today. I have free time. I'm not married right now. Hey, make a video. Why not? It makes me happy. I enjoy this. So again, guys, much love to y'all. Again, I really hope I ain't offending anybody with the Bible. And if y'all stuck with the video this long, man, I thank y'all. And much love for all y'all support. And blessed be everybody.